So the huddled masses on Twitter have spoken, and with whopping 3-1 vote, seriously guys, follow me on Twitter, on which of these 3 PS4 games I should do a review on. You chose the Bohemian Rhapsody. Final Fantasy 15. The 15th mainline Final Fantasy was in development for a full decade, beginning life as the troubled Final Fantasy 13 verse, before finally gracing us with its presence on console on November 29th, 2016. Hey, that's 10 days after my birthday. Good job, Square Enix. Final Fantasy 15 will be reaching its 2-year anniversary, and it's apparent that Square Enix has taken those 2 years to spit, polish, and shine the base experience, while adding a ton of DLC. For the sake of this review though, I'm going to be critiquing the game from its launch, meaning the game's original size of 56.5 gigabytes. That's including the day 1 patch, not the current 155.6 gigabytes that it is now. Final Fantasy 15 had 3 things going for it. 1, it wasn't Final Fantasy 13. 2, I've loved Final Fantasy since this beast. And 3, those sweet ass graphics. Just look at them. With my birthday being close, my wife was kind enough to get me a twofer, Final Fantasy 15 and Final Fantasy World. I was a happy camper. Diving into Final Fantasy 15 was slightly overwhelming though, due to the fact that it was so open world. And not that I haven't played an open world game before, but this one was daunting. Exploring took time. Lots and lots of time. Even with the regalia, driving felt like a chore. While the scenery was pleasant to look at, a lot of the missions required you to go back and forth between cities and hotel pit stops, and there's only so much of that you can take before you want to blow your brains out. Mainly because at launch, you could not drive the regalia wherever you wanted. The car was literally on rails, and it takes going through multiple menus to use the fast travel, negating the fast travel aspect of it. I'm sure you've already noticed by now, and if you haven't, what is wrong with you? But this game is gorgeous. The visuals really speak for themselves, but I gotta show them off to you anyway. Just look at these summons. The gameplay in this game is akin to Kingdom Hearts, and for those of you who don't know, Kingdom Hearts is another Square RPG involving the jumping between worlds to prevent evil from taking over the universe. That's a vast oversimplification of what that game is. From the way the characters help each other out with items, magic, and the way the characters fight, Noctis feels a lot like Sora in his movements, without the troublesome camera from the first Kingdom Hearts. You can control yourself and your allies when you fall, which changes the flow of combat when compared to other Final Fantasies. There used to be a turn-based system in place which allowed you to think about your moves before you made them. This game has something similar, where if you want to plan things out with your comrades, the fight stops mid-battle to allow you to plan ahead, and that's something I like a lot. The fighting is active, the thinking is static. Oh, and did I mention how sweet this game looks? The controls are pretty responsive for the most part. Unfortunately, Final Fantasy XV bucks the trend of amazing Final Fantasy soundtracks and left me pretty disappointed, which is something even the worst games in the series didn't falter at. Just check out this scene with Cindy.
One of my favorite spots. What are y'all doing here?
The music is Western, and while there's really nothing wrong with that in general, I didn't expect it in a Final Fantasy game. Maybe that's just me being nitpicky, or maybe it's because Square Enix has spoiled me with beautifully orchestrated music. Luckily, Square Enix gave us an option to play pretty much all of the Final Fantasy soundtracks in-game to entertain yourself while driving. You know, I really am a big Final Fantasy fan, which is why it may sound like I dislike the game, but I really don't. I love it, and in spite of its flaws, I enjoyed this game a lot. If you were to ask me, hey Rocky, I have this opportunity to get a copy of Final Fantasy XV, do you think I should get it? I'd respond with, go for it. There's more than enough to keep you entertained here with side quests galore, weapon hunts, monster hunts, and the overall story. I'm not a fan of the ending, but the additional character episodes in the Royal Edition help get you emotionally invested in your road trip buddies, which makes the game feel much more like a complete Final Fantasy experience. So there you have it. I give this game an 8 out of 10, and that's no small feat, Square. Now don't screw up Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'll vouch for you. Forever. I had a blast making this video, and if you have any other input to give me, feel free to leave the comments down below. I felt like it was finally time for me to actually say my piece about Final Fantasy XV. After all the hubbub, I love this game even more now than I did back then. What do you think about Final Fantasy XV? Do you have any favorites? Leave your comments down below. Now remember to like this video if you like it, dislike it if you disliked it, and as always, play like it's your last day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching Rock Plays.